So now when you're on this job listing database on Airtable, this is the table that was already created by software. We don't need to change here anything. The only additional thing that I created was record ID column, but yeah, you can also not to create it. It's not obligatory. But you need to create another table, so just click on add, and this will be second table, and on this table I'm saving the data that the user is passing and what we are getting from LinkedIn. There are multiple ways how this could be done. We could actually also be okay only with this first job board, but for example, if you have this second table and you're saving your customer or user emails in this database, then you can also then, for example, in future send additional information that, hey, here is a new job listing that fits your profile. And in this second table, the fields that I have created, so we have email, we have LinkedIn URL field, then we have job ID. So this is the most important thing. What you have to create is job ID column, and to do that you just have this link to another record and choose job board. And in this case we don't need to allow linking to multiple records, and we can also limit record selection to a view, and we would choose approved view. And then you click create a field, and what you need to choose here is position and description. So you need these two lookup fields. So position and this description. Then in addition to that, I have created a couple of more fields or columns, however you want to call them. We have, and all of these are long text fields. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long text fields. We have candidates education, candidates experience, candidates certificates, candidate skills, and candidates summary. So 5 additional fields, very, very simple. And after you have created this one, you can move to your make profile. And I will explain what I have created here. So in this make scenario, to connect it to your software page, you needed to create webhook. I will not show how to do that. That was written on software guidelines. Then I have something that I call black box. This is just an HTTP request because I'm using LinkedIn API to actually get the person's information from the LinkedIn. So they are giving us the LinkedIn address to their LinkedIn profile, and then using the API from LinkedIn, we are getting the information from their profile. You can also either buy subscription to LinkedIn API, or you can use some kind of scraping service. I know there is specific automation scrapers that gets the information from LinkedIn as well. If you want to know what API I'm using, send me a message and I will tell you about that more. But from this API, so I get the education, and this education is in array format. And because I don't need all the information maybe that is in that array field, I'm aggregating just the fields that I need. So what degree, what school, when this person was studying there, the description, field of study and activities. And then if, for example, there are three schools that this person has graduated, they will be all added in text aggregator. We can't add array directly to Airtable afterwards. Same goes with experience. Experience also is an array field, and then I have it aggregated in text. Same as certificates, also array, and again aggregated in text field. Then I'm passing this to the Airtable table that I just showed you. And there I'm saving email, LinkedIn, important part, job ID. So to be able to create this relation, I had to pass this job ID, and then you see it automatically connects me to this Fin job listing. And then of course all these text fields, so education, experience, certificates, and skills in summary was not array fields, so I was able to directly add them here. And then comes the interesting part. So how do we evaluate them? I have created an AI assistant using OpenAI. Nothing too fancy, so basic AI assistant. But what you should know if you want to use assistant, special assistant, not chat completion, but assistant on your make automations, how I'm doing that is we will have the first module that will initiate this conversation with this assistant. So yeah, I'm choosing which assistant I will be using. What's the role here? So that's user role. So have the message with some prompts. I have a simple prompt here in the message, but the interesting part comes a bit later. So we have instructions, and I'm creating the instructions for this assistant here directly on make, and that's for one reason, because I'm passing the dynamic information here in the instructions as well. If we wouldn't pass the dynamic information in instructions, we could write the instructions directly on OpenAI platform when we are creating this assistant. But otherwise you want to use instructions here, just click here on show advanced settings. It will show you the instruction field, and then add your instructions. Again, I don't think that this prompt is something very special. I use ChatGPT to create the instruction prompt for this use case. Yeah, if you want, we can discuss it. What are the best promptings later in the comment section. So I have here the instruction and then the message that I'm sending, and I'm asking to evaluate the education of this user and the position for which he or she is applying. That's here coming from Airtable, and we also have this description of the position, so the job requirements, everything that is here is passed to OpenAI's assistant. So everything that goes here again is passed to OpenAI's assistant in this instructions field. The next step is a bit different for one reason. Once you have started the conversation, to be able to continue the same conversation, you have to do one thing. And that's it. You have to use thread ID. And thread ID you will get from the first module. And afterwards, you can keep the same thread ID. You don't need to change it after in each of these, each of the next modules. I'm just using the first thread ID, and that thread ID will be the same for all of these modules. And that's how we can keep the conversation with the assistant. Of course, I'm changing the message for each of the modules. The instruction stays the same. It doesn't change. It doesn't need to change. Just change the message and don't forget to use thread ID. And then, so in the first module, we are evaluating the education of the candidate, then we are evaluating experience of the candidate, then we are checking if he has some kind of certification, skills that this candidate has added in his LinkedIn profile. As we know, we have the summary or about section on our LinkedIn profiles that also is evaluated. Maybe there is something relevant to this job position. And then in the last module, we have something a bit more interesting. Again, the instruction stays the same. Thread ID will stay the same. But you see in the message, so I'm giving the final task to write a short summary. And here I have, again, specific guidelines how I would want to see this scoring, for example. But I also have said that the format of the summary has to be in HTML format. And I have given the complete example how I want this to look like. If you want to get the same template, write me in the comments or send me a message. I will share it with you. You can also ask ChatGPT or other AI assistant to help you create that. And then basically the last step is to create and send the email. So we are taking the output from this and putting it in our email and sending to the person who applied for this job. Super simple automation. Let's see how it works. So I will click on run once. Let's go back to this. Let's apply to job at Finn. Let's check how well I'm fitting for the job. So add your LinkedIn URL, email, click on submit. So that's submitted. And you see that the automation started to work. So the webhook received the information. We also now got the information from LinkedIn. And the longest part is exactly here where the AI is starting to evaluate the candidate. There is a lot of information that he has to go through. One more thing is that you could extend this automation in numerous ways, but two things that I can say for you right now is one, you could ask AI to create the CV specific to this job ad and based on the person's LinkedIn profile. So that also could be done through this HR assistant. Then we just need to change a bit output. And the second thing is that you could also allow person in software to upload CV, and then we would need to extract the information from the CV and again pass it to this AI assistant. So now the automation finished. Let's go and check how it looks like. And then here is how the email looks like. So we have the summary for the candidate, and the user can read why he or she is or maybe isn't a good fit for this job role. So thank you for watching. I hope that this will be useful. If you have some questions, send them to me.